Kampala. Come to the embassy will do the work and send the documents to Kampala. Whatever she has been saying, it will be done from here, and then the process will start from here. Thank you very much.
I think His Excellency deserves another round of applause. One of the biggest challenges regarding passports, regarding immigration matters, is the issue of commission people who want to be middlemen.
In between.
Makayungirizi. So I think she has clearly explained. You don't need a kayungirizi. You can just go online and clear every matter. Now the ambassador has also pledged that the embassy will help you to the best of their capacity. Mubutufu mwali bakubideko mu ngalo ezisingawo.
Leka tuvugane ikirundi gatoye. Madame Lydia yavuze ibintu bitandukanye byerekene biro ya pasiporo n'ibyerekane twewe nk'abaganda bari ngaha, abafise abana babyaye ngaha mu Barundi, aba bana n'abaganda bafise uburenganzira bwo kuronga nationality y'Ubuganda. Ikintu nimbaza ni ikintu nyamukuru, mutegeza kugifata neza. Mufise ibibazo bindi byose mushogenda kuri embassy, ambasaderi yabahaye kaze muri biro yiwiwe kubafasha ibintu byerekenye ibi bintu bya pasiporo n'uburenganzira bwo kuba umunyagihugu w'Ubuganda. Hari ikindi kintu Lydia yavuze nibaza nanjye cyamfasheho cyane birekene biro yawacu y'u Burundi kuvuga na Muganda arasho kugira nationality zibiri y'Ubuganda n'yu Burundi. Ukubaha ndashaka utufashe kwiyo nibazo baza kwakanya udufashe kubera twewe abarundi cyangwa abaganda ndisho kuronga nationality zibiri ngaha no mu Buganda kubera abana tufisa ngaha abana benshi atorabyaye abana ngaha kandi twashaka b'abarundi n'abaganda. Ico nico kimwe nibaza benshi bafise ico kibazo. Murakoze cyane.
Okay.
Mumukubira mashina avuze neza. Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay, before we invite our next speaker, I would like to make a service announcement. Our places of convenience are just at the extreme end of this hall. We have to the right and to the left, just beyond the gardens. So don't sit and feel uncomfortable, yet you can access those places of convenience. Okay? We have restrooms there for ladies and for gentlemen, so don't sit and be uneasy. Okay. I also want to clarify that the event for 6th July, is also a Thanksgiving event. The Ugandans in Burundi would like to give thanks. So even if you are Muslim, even if you are from Burundi but you're passionate about Uganda, feel free to join the community and we celebrate and give thanks on 6th of July. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think it would be only wise to also accompany this presentation with a similar presentation from a sister agency in Burundi.
Yes.
Because I feel like they will clarify some of the issues that you had asked or that she has like Lydia has raised. So at this juncture, allow me invite Colonel of Police Jeremy Ruangabigero. Can we give him a round of applause?
Okello, wherever you are. Humphrey, kindly come and help us interpret from French to possibly English or Luganda.
Thank you very much.
Yakuba.
nabiteguye mu Cyongereza.
Wow. Yeah. Yes, in English. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Even if I see the Excellency Ambassador of Uganda is not here, our honest guest and the diplomatic person, our authority of government of Burundi are here. The representative of Uganda, Diaspora in Burundi, all protocols observed, citizen of Uganda, good morning. My name is Jeremy Rwankabigero, police colonel in the immigration of Burundi, in charge foreigner. It's my honor to be here to explain how is the process of getting visa in Burundi. Because of the time, we will go to explain you type of visa used in Burundi. In Burundi, we have a visa short term and a visa long term. In those visa short term, which is concern Uganda citizen, is EAC visa, which is for 6 months with paid free. There is another visa which is for studies. East African Community Studies is for 1 year. It's cost free. For other meet for entry visa or ordinary entry visa or resident visa, which is paid, is not concern you. I know you know it because you come every day to the immigration officer to require for visa, your visa. The long-term visa is statement visa for 2 years. Ordinary and certified copy is the visa for 2 years concerning children. When you have a child born in Burundi, you have the visa for 2 years. A copy certified. It is for free because the parent must pay. Okay. There is a courtesy visa for 2 years. That visa is given to the person which travel on the embassy as a council of embassy or another person, diplomatic. For visa, diplomatic is for 3 years. It's only for the head of embassy and he's in charge, I don't know. For his family also can have 3 years free. There is another visa which is a permanent resident visa. That visa is given to the person who have invested in Burundi. He has a company has another activity which give the Burundi citizen many things, or to develop our country. The government can give that visa through the minister in charge, the immigration officer. Is the Minister Home Affairs and Security, which I am the officer police. Okay. We have a condition to require for obtained visa in Burundi. The first is to apply online in the site web of migration in Burundi. That site web is www.migration.gov.b. When you go to that site, you can choose visa, required visa. You can see your visa which you required. There, for East African community members, when they are coming in Burundi, they need to require or to apply when they are coming, because on border posts or on airport entry, when we arrive, they put stamp only and you go. When you arrive in Burundi, you may come to report on immigration that you are in Burundi. So you can apply for visa which you want. What I can explain here is for visa for long term. That visa concerns the businessman. Is the visa for 2 years, which is paid. Is paid $500 when the authorities accord to you to have it. For the establishment visa, certificate copy for the children. When you apply, even if you have paid for your visa as a businessman, your children under 18 years, he hasn't not paid because of is under 18 years. When he arrives to 18 years, he may paid. For diplomatic or courtesy establishment visa, what you may come with is the verbal note addressed to our ministry. When he accorded to that person, we can accord that visa free. In the application, you may put your copy for your passport, your copy for current visa, I got to permanent resident visa. You may come on immigration officer with order from the ministry responsible for migration granting resident visa. You may come with copy of valid passport. You come with copy valid visa. You may come with heavens development activity here in Burundi, such as large production company recognized by Burundian laws. You may come with copy of the trade register and the tax registration number, which is recognized by the Burundian Revenue Office, which is OBER. When you have those documents, in according to the minister, you can receive that permanent resident visa. For the process, online application in seat web, except members of state, nation, European entry. You may complete your application, identification form. You answer questions provided with the email address. After sending your message, the authority of migration valid your request. After validation, we notify to come with a QR code for appointment. When you arrive to our office, you may go to the chief of service visa, which will receive you and begin the process of identification for your document, if it's valid or no. The process continue through authorities. After according for payment, you go to bank and you pay. The bank give you 2 receipts. One receipt for you, another for go with your document and your passport for production visa. In a period for short term is for in 1 days. For long term, it is in 2 days we give the visa required. I go to the fees, visa fees. It's better to inform you the fees for the visa in Burundi. In our presentation, we can go to the East African Community Multiple Entry. For 6 months is for $0. COMESA is free 3 months for $0. East African Studies is 1 year for $0. Resident visa for 1 month is for $70, and airport entry is $90. 1 month multiple entry is $90, but is not concerned you as Uganda as member of one. For ordinary statement visa, for 2 years, I've already told that is for $500. For courtesy statement visa for children is for $0. Diplomatic is the same. Ordinary permanent visa for 90 years is $1,020. When someone has that visa, ordinary permanent visa, he can require for his children. Under 18 years, he will not pay. It's $0. In Notabene, there is exemption, visa exemption. The staff of member of embassies accredited to Burundi, holding diplomatic or service passport. Someone who has those documents have not to pay free visa. The staff or local or international angels who have received free travel approved from the minister responsible for migration or person can receive free visa. In conclusion, the High Commissioner General Migration implement the various legal provision relating to migration contained in the international or regional legal framework ratified by Burundi, as well as national law and the regulations to facilitate the free movement of people, goods, and services. Here, it is better to know as Uganda citizens who are in Burundi, when you have the document which shows you are Uganda, you are received in Burundi very well. You may recognize that to valid your visa is the condition to live in Burundi. When your visa is expired, you may return to the migration to extend your visa. That is the process. Here, before to end my presentation, there is a question here for the Uganda citizen who want to be Burundian. I know that Burundian are everywhere, are in Uganda, are in other country or state. When they go to Australia or America, they come with the passport American, even if they are Burundian, they have a two identity. Burundi recognize that. That I can say in that question. Thank you for your attention. Murakoze.
Orakoze cyane, Colonel. Give him another round of applause. I think he has done his best to explain a lot of these issues. But also I noticed that he made a presentation which was projected. So, Colonel, we want to request that if it is possible, you could leave the officials of the embassy with that presentation. I think it will make it easy for them to guide the citizens much better. Thank you very much. He has allowed. Please give him a round of applause.
Mukubira mashini mundu mushoboye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am excited to inform you that we are almost coming to the end of our program, and then we shall go into enjoyments. So we have just 3 more speakers. I have been advised that because the transitions to lunch and back may take time, can we agree that we finish the presentations? We ask them questions, they explain, and then we go for lunch, because after lunch, we want to open the desks at the back for you to start registering and engaging with all these teams. Can we agree to that? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Aha, perfect. Those who say yes, perfect.
The majority.
Those who say no have lost the vote.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, allow me invite a gentleman who represents an institution which each of us at any moment of our lives going forward will have to interact with. And that is none other than Mr. Andrew Apeder from the National
Identification and Registration Authority.
Andrew, you're welcome.
Andrew, you notice the hand claps are louder?
Yes. People have more issues.
People have more expectations.
Yes.
Amashi is hand clap.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Praise the Lord. We are awake. My presentation is going to be divided into 3 very short parts. So allow me to quickly run through those parts such that we don't get engaged in prayer while we are listening. Your Excellency, Major General Retired Matayo Chaligonza, representative of the Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Chiguli, dignitaries from the Republic of Burundi, officials from the Republic of Uganda, domestic and foreign, the chairperson of Ugandans living in Burundi, distinguished members of the diaspora, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Andrew Apedel. I am a senior registration officer with the National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA, that we all know. I am also privileged to be the desk officer in charge of Africa Diaspora. So all issues pertaining to national identification regarding the diaspora in Africa, I am the person, I'm the culprit here, in case you have issues. I bring to you greetings from our executive director, and she had a small message that forms part of my first part of the presentation. I would like to read it out to you and to Your Excellency, the Ambassador, so that I can then jump into the presentation. So on behalf of the National Identification and Registration Authority, I am honored to address you during this historic occasion, the first Diaspora Convention of Ugandans living in Burundi. This is the message from the Executive Director, Ms. Rosemary Kisembo, to Your Excellency and to members of the diaspora. This convention marks a significant milestone in strengthening ties between Uganda and its citizens abroad. It also provides a timely platform to highlight an important national exercise, which is the mass enrollment and renewal of national identity cards exercise. NIRA has launched this campaign to ensure that every Ugandan, regardless of location, has access to a valid, secure, and up-to-date national ID. For Ugandans living in the diaspora, the national ID is not only a legal identity, but a vital link to services back home, including property ownership, financial transactions, voting, social services, and much more. The relevance to the diaspora is this: identity and legal recognition. The national ID is the official proof of Ugandan citizenship, critical for travel, consular support, and legal processes abroad. Access to services. Whether accessing banking, acquiring land, or engaging in national programs, the national ID or national identity card is essential. Inclusion in national planning. Accurate data from enrollment helps government to design better policies that reflect the needs of Ugandans at home and abroad. Future elections. With the upcoming electoral cycles, timely registration, ID renewal is crucial for participation in democratic processes. NIRA, in collaboration with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ugandan Embassy in Bujumbura, is committed to facilitating accessible registration and renewal services for the diaspora. As we celebrate this inaugural convention, let us reaffirm our collective commitment to building an inclusive, digitally secure, and fully registered Uganda. Thank you. I wish you fruitful deliberations. Executive Director Rosemary Kisembo of the National Identification and Registration Authority. I have delivered the address, so we can clap for the ED in her absentia, but she's with us here. She knows of this event and she thanks you for coming. So now let me jump to my presentation. It's also going to be a very brief presentation. That is my second part. I hope it is projected. I don't see it. Okay. So mass enrollment and renewal. What will it look like? My presentation begins with a reminder to all of us as Ugandans that Uganda is the Pearl of Africa, and there is a reason why somebody came from very far and realized that it was the Pearl of Africa. The magnificence, the variety of color, the profusion of brilliant life, bird, insect, reptile, beast, the vast scale. In Uganda, it's truly the Pearl of Africa. This was a gentleman called Winston Churchill in his journal, My African Journey, in 1907. So you can imagine that in 1907, somebody came to Uganda and realized that it was very beautiful and named it the Pearl of Africa. Our next slide. The population, the current population of Uganda is projected at 45.9 million. In earlier presentations, I think the estimate of Burundi is about 14, between 12 to 14 million, I think. So Uganda has a population of 45 million, almost 46 million people. So far, 27.2 million citizens, representing about 60%, 60.4% of the population, have been registered, and we have printed 19.2 million cards. Now, 15.8 million national ID cards are due to expire or have already expired as of August of 2024 and June of 2025. The next slide. So what is the output? What is the purpose of our being here? The purpose of NIRA in the mass enrollment exercise, Your Excellency and dignitaries here, is to renew approximately 15.8 million expiring cards. By show of hands, how many of us here have their national ID, Nagamuntu? The old one. Okay, so you can see, and how many of them are expired? So you can see the work that we have. We also have the work of registering about 17.2 million unregistered Ugandans. I have already expressed the importance of registration. There are so many benefits for you registering as Ugandan. One of which is for you not to be stateless. Okay? You are your father or mother's child. So imagine that your father forgets that you're their child, or your mother forgets. Don't you think you'll sleep outside? Not so. We have a new generation national ID card, an alien ID card, with improved security systems. And I would implore my colleagues and Your Excellencies that at an opportune time we shall go and visit and see that new equipment that NIRA has given to Burundi for purposes of registration. There is scanning of the iris, which in the past ID was not possible. So the purpose of this is to improve the document that the government is giving to you for various reasons. We have also acquired technologies and systems that will replace the vendor-locked system that we had previously. Next slide. Now, colleagues, for those of us who may not know, NIRA has two mandates. The first is to register you and issue you with a national ID number or national identification number, a NIN, and also to give you a national ID, which is the Nagamuntu. We also have another mandate for civil registration. That means that we register all births and deaths occurring within Uganda, but we also offer secondary services like the recognition of a birth that happens outside the country and death that occurs outside the country. So for this particular phase, why I'm here today, we are going to be focusing on, one, enrollment. That means for people who have never registered before, you've never interfaced with NIRA, you've never registered and you're Ugandan, you will get the opportunity to register. Two, we shall be doing renewal of national ID cards. Yes, Your Excellency has requested to repeat this. So we are saying that we are bringing to you, the people of Uganda living in Burundi, registration for people who have never registered before. I think we should clap for that because, yes, the ambassador was stressing that you don't have to pay for an air ticket, you don't have to get transportation and think about accommodation and meeting your relatives who you have to give some money by coming back home to register. Registration will be here. So we should be happy about that. We will also do the renewal of these expired IDs. Now, colleagues, the national IDs, whoever has a national ID in this convention or within Burundi must get or must renew to get the new identity card. And I explained that the reason we are doing this is for you to get a more improved and more secure national ID card. It has new biometric features. So even though your ID is not yet expired, I expect that we shall also visit that desk to renew your ID. We have online registration. I'm informed that we have all attempted to do the pre-registration. Now, my colleague from DCIC was telling you that now government services are going online. We are moving E. Do we understand what that means? That we are simplifying the services for Ugandans all over the world. You can do registration or start your registration online. Then come and finish the registration with the biometric captures. Take your photo and the fingerprints and the iris. So I think we need to applaud government for those efforts, because before you had to look for a form. You had to move around. You had to go back home. But now we are saying that start the process at the comfort of either your home or at your workplace, or even seated here right now. We can actually pre-register and then complete the process. So there are other services like confirmation of information. In case you want to confirm your information, you can do that. We shall issue you national ID cards, and we shall do it from here in Burundi. The correction or change of particulars, in case there are errors in your national ID, we encourage for you to come and correct, because we have what we call a national identity register. The register is supposed to be accurate. It is supposed to be, it's supposed to have timely information. It is supposed to be a legitimate register. So it is important that you give us correct information so that you avoid coming back to change, because it has legal implications. Now, this service, still because it has legal implications, has basically been done at home, because we require you to produce legal documents which are registered. So moving forward, we will guide on change of particulars in case you have changes to make. But for today and for the next few weeks, we shall be doing renewal and fresh registration. Next slide, please. I will not get tired of reminding us, my brothers and sisters, that our nation, from point A in the north up to the bottom of Uganda, east or west, from end to end, Uganda is a beautiful garden where staple food of the people grows almost with no labor. It sounds like a paradise. It is a place to be. Next slide, please. Diaspora arrangements. I've already spoken to this. Online pre-registration. Pre-registration means you start the registration online. The new system will offer the capability to register or renew online by visiting our website. If you go to the NERA website, www.nera.go.ug, and go to mass enrollment, you can either start the registration process by renewing your ID, which is expired or yet to expire, and by registering. 2, the online process or service will offer transparency and visibility for an applicant to track their application. So this will be opened up to you so that you're able to track where your application is. All of this is to eliminate the middleman, like it has been said. Previously, you said, Sasulo or no, Sasulo Oli, you're paying to this person. You don't even know who this person is. You give them money, and you never get a service. So this time we are putting it into your hands. We are saying, you, the Ugandan, can you start by telling us about yourself? So pre-register, give us the information, then come and finish the process. Now the embassies abroad and missions abroad will play 2 important roles. Number 1 is the recording or capturing, what we call registration, of biometrics, including the fingerprint, face, and iris. And number 2 is issuance of the identity cards. This service is going to be at our embassy here in Burundi. So next slide, please. The diaspora arrangements, there will be, of course, customer service. We will train the consular staff on how to handle these matters of registration. They will be able to give you the feedback and information. I heard earlier on it was important that we register with the embassy. The ambassador is stressing, please register with us. Now, if you register today and you have not registered with the embassy, they don't know. How will they communicate to you? So it's important that we share information with each other. They say, be your brother's keeper. This is part of being your brother's keeper, that we want to share information that you need as a Ugandan to register. So it is important that you visit the embassy because all these services will be there for you. So, next slide, please. I hope we are looking at the slide of the ID. Is it the one? Please guide me, I'm not seeing this side. So we need to see, there's a slide, I don't know what number it is, but there's a slide of what the new national ID looks like. I would like for, I don't like the echo. Is it the one? Okay. It may not be very clear, but it's very important that you have a visual, a visual outlook of what the national ID will look like, so that you begin to imagine it before you get it. So our national ID will have these features. Of course, it will have your image. It will have a statement there that this is property of the Republic of Uganda. It will have your names, your surname and other name, your given name. It will have your nationality, your date of birth, your NIN, the date of expiry, your signature, among other things. Now, to make our national ID stronger in security, there are security features that are on this ID. The purpose of this is for you to hold a genuine identity card. So the number of, I'm not going to go through all of them, but the number of features, such as the magic ID label, if you turned it, okay, you will be able to see a difference or variation of that image. There will be what we call a ghost image, that the photo that we take today or any other day that you register will be on that ID as, let me say, a ghost image that not any type of printer can print. Are we together? Yeah. We shall have at the back personalization numbers. We shall have a digitally signed 2D barcode. This barcode is readable. So it will allow for our partners in the East African community to be able to read the information on this card. There will also be what we call a QR code. These things will help us to improve the way that we relate with our brothers and our sisters in the East African community and in the diaspora. So we hope that our colleagues in the East African member states will take on the technologies to be able to read these identification documents, so that when somebody presents the national ID, it is as good as a travel document. You do not impede them from entry and exit. So this does not mean that it eliminates the need for you to have a passport, because the passport is the unique travel document. The ID simply facilitates us as brothers and sisters within the East African community to quicken the process of access to these nations. Are we together? So you should not say, because I have my ID, I don't need the passport. You need it. Okay? Or because I have the passport, I don't need the national ID. Okay? So these complement each other. So my last slide. Okay, I hope that all of us are seeing this QR code. So that QR code, for members who may not have previously pre-registered, if you scan this QR code, you will be able to go to, or you will be taken to the portal where you can pre-register. It will take you to the page where you can do pre-registration. And due to time, we may not go through I don't know if I'll be allowed to do it. I wanted to take you through the pre-registration process, but I think we shall do that at the back there. I will leave this on, but I'll tell you, or I'll leave with this message. This again was a quote from a gentleman who visited Uganda and was amazed. They said the kingdom of Uganda then is a fairy tale. The scenery is different, the climate is different, and most of all, people are different from anything elsewhere to be seen in the whole range of Africa. My brothers and sisters, we have a gem called Uganda, and even while you're living and working in Burundi and producing money, opportunities, and results in Burundi, you should never forget home. So I say all this for God and my country, and I welcome your questions.
I expected a bigger hand clap. Back at home, what Nira has done is what we call okutugondezamu. Chiche batagonzezamu. The fact that you don't even have to travel back home for you to have an ID very soon is something that we should be very, very happy about. Another number to take keen note of, 15.8 million people have expired IDs. When I look here, I see some of the people who belong to the 15.8 million expired IDs. But don't worry, God has done a miracle. Nira is here. So that problem is going to be solved. Please give them another round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the tail end of our discussion. I covet that you grant me a little more patience. We listen to two people, and then we shall, I hope you're writing all your questions, okay? Please write down all your questions. This team that we have here is going to answer to all of them, and then after we shall go for our lunch break. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, many of you were asking, can I send money and build rentals back at home? Oba sentence take a Rolex, ntandiko tunda Rolex. For those of you who don't know, Uganda is the only country which eats its Rolexes. The rest wear their Rolexes as watches. But for us back at home, tuziriabuli. So, at this juncture, I would like to invite someone from Uganda Investments Authority to come and give us some guidance. People were complaining, okola sente nozize waka, ogendo komao, nga gwe wazisindikira gwe wali wesize, yaziri adda. Ogendo komao gwe wali osindise oba mukyalo oba mwami nga yazikozesa ebirala. She's here to explain to us, where can we put our money? Now that we have come and struggled from here, back when we repatriate our wealth, how can we deal with it? Ladies and gentlemen, Irene Erina Tonina from Uganda Investments Authority. Give her a round of applause.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Irene Sagala from Uganda Investment Authority. Your Excellencies, colleagues from Uganda, I greet you all. My Burundian counterparts from the IPA and the Higher Commission of Immigration Control, I send you greetings from Uganda. The diaspora community, I am so glad to see a huge number of you here today, listening to the different presentations which clearly shows us that you are dedicated to developing the country and you would like to know what you're entitled to. On behalf of Uganda Investment Authority, I would like to thank the Ugandan Embassy in Burundi. Your Excellency, this is a good job. Thank you very much for mobilizing a huge number of the diaspora community. One thing that I was afraid of before I came here, I thought we would have less than 50 people because Burundi is not very, it's not like Kenya where you walk around and find a Ugandan every minute. Yeah, so I was afraid, but when I walked in and I saw the setup, and then eventually the hall is full, I am super proud of the embassy. Thank you for the good job. The attendance here shows one thing, that you are all committed to developing the country. We appreciate that. For us who are the foot soldiers back home, we are honored when we are in such a place and we're able to talk to you about investing back home. Before I start my presentation, I would like us to imagine. First of all, before I go any further, by show of hands, who has heard of Uganda Investment Authority? I'm going to tell you why I'm asking this question. That's a small number. But when I'm done with my presentation, and the next time me or anybody else from UIA asks such a question, I would like to see a bigger number, because that will show that you know what you're entitled to, that government gives you, that government offers. So, as I'm making my presentation, I would like us to imagine imagine a Uganda where every entrepreneur has access to resources that they need to thrive in business. What if I told you that when you invest in Uganda, your startup will yield returns and benefit both individuals and the nations? So as I'm making my presentation, kindly know that I'm swaying you to invest back home and develop the nation and make our lives and the lives of your sisters and brothers and mothers and the other relatives better. Uganda Investment Authority is a government agency that has existed since 1999. Our major mandate is to attract, promote, and retain value-adding investments in Uganda. We do this both for locals and the foreigners. So when you see the services that I'm going to project, they are not only for foreigners. They are both for Ugandans and local and the foreigners. So be rest assured that when you walk into our offices, you will have access to these services. I'll go ahead and take you through our role as Uganda Investment Authority. Like I said earlier, we promote and market investment opportunities. This we do by identifying and promoting strategic investments. We are guided now by the National Development Plan 4, but previously we were using National Development Plan 3. We also do investment facilitation. By investment facilitation, what do I mean? That when you walk into UIA, we do not only encourage you to invest, or we do not only encourage you to register your business. We have a whole department that does investment facilitation. So when you register, we give you business support. We license you. The investment license that we give you is free of charge. It can be done online. You don't need to be in Uganda to register or get your investment license. You can just log into our portal as a Ugandan living in Burundi, and it takes you, once you attach everything that we need, I'll take you through the checklist. Once you attach everything we need, you'll get your license in less than 48 hours. So we do that. We assist with government agencies. I would call ourselves Kayungirizi for the Ugandans that are here. So we link you with different government agencies like the Immigration Department, NEMA, standardization. We do all this. I'll give you more details of how we work with these different government agencies. Then aftercare services. Once you set up, we expect that you will face some challenges, which is normal for a business. So that's why we have a whole department, the aftercare department, that handholds you throughout the time that you're going to operate in Uganda. So we also do business linkages for our SMEs. We try to ensure that you have access to these multinationals that operate in Uganda. So we do the business linkages through in forums. We make sure that Ugandans support the multinationals, and also the multinationals work closely with Ugandans so that the Ugandan businesses thrive. So at Uganda Investment Authority, we have both the physical and the virtual one-stop center. I'll talk more about the one-stop center later, but the one-stop center was put in place to ease doing of business. We expect that when you walk into the Uganda Business Facilitation Center, you should be able to walk out with all the licenses. We also have a mandate of setting up, sorry about this. We have a mandate of setting up industrial parks. Government gave us a mandate of developing these industrial parks. We have a target of 25 industrial parks fully developed. The land that we give you in these industrial parks are free of charge. You just attach the necessary documents and then you have access to the land. If you need 5 acres, you apply for the 5 acres and then you tell us what you're going to do onto the 5 acres. So we make sure that water, electricity, the roads are in place to enable you do business smoothly. Why Uganda? My colleague from NIRA talked about how beautiful Uganda is. Indeed, Uganda is a beautiful country, and we can all attest to that for those who have been there, and for my fellow Ugandans that come from Uganda, you can appreciate that Uganda is actually a very beautiful country. According to global awards in the USA, Uganda is the greatest investment catalyst in the world. So we were given this award by the Rhodes Island. And then we are the 3rd most rewarding economy according to Oxford Economics. So when you invest in Uganda, rest assured that you'll reap your returns because we have been ranked as the 3rd best economy to invest in. The best investment destination in East Africa. In 2023, annual investment meeting in Dubai gave us that award, as Uganda being the best investment destination in Africa. And then in 2024, the same platform gave us the best investment destination in Africa. So we are proud of that as a country. Can we please clap for our beautiful country? Now, when you invest in Uganda, you're assured of one thing, that there is quota-free and tariff-free opportunities. Quota-free, I mean that there are some, when you're importing into the country, there are some goods that you're allowed to import up to a certain percentage tax-free. Then the rest you pay for. Then the tariff-free, that those goods that are completely waived of taxes. When you invest in Uganda, you are assured of 45 million people as your market. But also apart from that, us being a strategic location, most people want to look at us as a landlocked country. I don't look at us that way. We are a land-linked country. Within Uganda, you have access to the Comesa region. You have access to 300 million people in the East African region. So that is all market that you can tap into as an investor when you set up in Uganda. The African Free Continental Trade Area is also another market that you can look at, with a combined GDP of $3.4 million and 1.3 billion people. So these are the markets that we are looking at as an investor. When you come and invest in Uganda, these are the markets that you can access. We trade with the EU, anything but arms, but we also have agreements with China. Still about investing in Uganda, top 10 in industrial development according to African Development Bank. Security of personnel and your property is guaranteed. For the foreigners that, I am talking about this because I know one thing about our diaspora is that you're our mouthpiece. So when you're speaking to your foreign friends, please tell them that when they invest in Uganda, they are allowed to repatriate 100% of their profits back into their country. They are guaranteed of security when they invest in Uganda. We are the best investment destination. We are the best tourist destination according to CNN. With the nature that we have, with the culture, different cultural activities that we have, the different cultures, there is nothing that you can fail to see in Uganda. You come and then you'll have all the entertainment, the nightlife is active, the nature drives, it's unexplainable. So Uganda is a pit stop, a one-stop center for all these, for business and for pleasure. My next slide is how we support the diaspora. So we support the diaspora through the one-stop center, like I said earlier. We know that you don't have time. So when you walk into UIA, you'll be able, we have 15 agencies and we plan to have more, physically and also online. So when you walk in, we expect that you'll be able to clear your taxes, you'll be able to do your immigration, you'll be able to do land verification, to know who owns the land that you want to purchase in case it is not in the industrial park. Then utility services also available, investment licensing, the trading licensing, Kampala City Council Authority is also in the same building. Standardizations for the QMAC, we have our standards agency right there. Then environmental related clearances are also handled by NEMA in one house. We also have a dedicated diaspora desk. I would like to leave you guys with 2 officers. One is Alice, she's in charge of the diaspora desk, and then Sarah Nasimbwa. I don't know if they're projecting, but you should be able to see their emails from there. So please do not get tired. Just send your emails. For us, we are very responsive when it comes to digital related inquiries. They'll be able to answer you and maybe give you the correspondence that you need. Then, to cater for the diaspora, we came up with a compendium. This compendium has over 50 business opportunities for the diaspora that you can take up. Now, these opportunities have been costed. You will not have difficulties in making the right decision. I will share with the embassy a copy of the compendium so that they can distribute to our dear diaspora. You look at them and then you decide which one you want to invest, where you want to invest. In these compendiums, the business opportunities in instant piggery, hatchery, chicken, groundnut processing. So you'll see that they are really tailor-made to cater for our Ugandans. Then we also provide opportunities for networking and knowledge sharing. Knowledge sharing is very important in business. We have to agree because you learn better technology, you learn better ways of doing business. So we give you this platform for you to be able to get some knowledge from the people who have been in business for quite some time. Now, when you invest in Uganda, whether you're a Ugandan or a foreigner, there are incentives. The tax incentive, there are the tax incentives and then the non-tax incentives. The tax incentive ones, you're entitled to a 10-year tax holiday if you're investing into agro-processing. Previously, I told you we have opportunities in piggery, opportunities in adding value to coffee. We know how good our coffee is doing worldwide. So we have those opportunities, and you'll be entitled to a 10-year tax holiday when you invest in agro-processing and also operating in the industrial park. Then there's also 0% import duty on plant and machinery meant for agro-processing. You just let us know on time through the Director General. You let us know what equipment you're bringing into the country before they come to the border. The mistake that most of us make is we wait until our imports are at the border, and then you're charged highly, even when there's an incentive on the machine that you're bringing. So we encourage you to let us know early. We work with our sister agency, Uganda Revenue Authority, to clear these goods before you come in. Then there's also another 10-year tax holiday for everyone who produces within Uganda and you're exporting 80% of what you're producing outside the East African region. By the East African region, I mean the eight nations that are in the East African community. So when you're exporting 80% and only selling 20% within the East African region, you get the 10-year tax holiday. You're allowed to defer VAT, then also import duty on plant and machinery in manufacturing. You also get zero import duty. Then the tourism sector, for our dear brothers and sisters in the tourism sector, when you're importing hotel equipment, fixtures, furnitures, you are also exempted from tax. VAT is exempted on accommodation. When you, the amount of money you collect from charging for accommodation, you're allowed to, that money is exempted from tax. That is in the tourism sector. And then also human capital development. We encourage skills development. We encourage Ugandans to have the best skills. So government allows you to deduct these costs of training when you're transferring skills to Ugandans. At the end of the year when you're filing your returns, you're allowed to deduct this specific cost for science and technology, and then also training Ugandans. Then for investors who are developing industrial parks, earlier I told you that we have the mandate of developing industrial parks, but because government doesn't have enough resources, we are partnering with the private sector. We give you the land, you develop the land into an industrial park. When you are done with developing the land into industrial park, then we attract investors into that industrial park. Now you collect the rent from the tenants. Now, the income that you derive from the rent is the one that is exempted. Please note that this only applies to industrial parks that have been developed by the private sector. The ones that have been developed by government, it's free of charge. We give you the land for free. We don't even charge you for rent. Okay? Yeah, so I don't know if you can see, but those are the institutions we have now at the One-Stop Center. The One-Stop Center is in Kololo on the ground floor. The whole ground floor, when you walk in, you'll find different agencies that are situated there. And like I said earlier, it was established for both foreign and local investors. It's a first point of contact for any investor. So to avoid being duped by middlemen that we talked about earlier, please walk in. Do not allow someone to tell you that I'm going to help you with getting an investment license, when you can sit behind your computer anywhere and you get your investment license. Or if things are hard, walk into what? Into UIA. There's a young lady who sits in front at the front desk. She's very conversant with the system. She can help you upload these documents free of charge. Then it was also a potential for investors under one roof. We want to have you under one roof and not have you run to immigration, go to URA, go to NEMA. So it is one place to reduce on the time that you're going to spend. Time is money. The investment opportunities. I have given you the investment opportunities, but we have different investment opportunities in agriculture. In agriculture, you can invest in horticulture, commercial farming, coffee farming, dairy, cocoa, forestry. In manufacturing sector, we have textile, we have agro-processing, and government is encouraging manufacturing in that we are in the final stages. In some places, 5 cents per kilowatt of electricity in the industrial park have been rolled out. So we expect that in the near future, all investors in Uganda will be able to access this incentive of a subsidized cost on electricity. Then when it comes to tourism sector, I talked about our culture. There is nature tourism, the gorilla tracking, the primates, the different birds, the species. We have over 1,000 species of birds, so you can come and watch the birds. And then skills development in tourism would, with the different hotels, the 5 stars that are coming in, would want to have more skilled workers, Ugandan workers, to work in these hotels. Then in the service sector, we're talking about real estate. I know the diaspora likes real estate a lot, so it's one opportunity that you can look at. Real estate development, the healthcare service. Us being a land-linked country, we are asking ourselves these questions. Why do we have Ugandans go to India? Why don't we have all these specialized hospitals in Uganda so that we can have health tourism in Uganda from our East African counterparts? So we are looking at developing the health sector to have more specialized hospitals to cater for the East African community and also the COMESA and the rest of Africa. And then the education sector, we would like to have more universities, we would like to have more tertiary institutions. So we encourage all of us to look into the education sector, given that the population is growing rapidly, so there's a gap in the education sector. And also the transport sector. We would want to have a better transport system in the country. So transport sector is also a sector that you can look at. As I'm ending my presentation, I want to I have a call to action. Please engage with the UIA. The personnel are very friendly, better than I am. They are very good. They'll be able to help you out. Participate in diaspora events. I know that some of you go back home during the holiday seasons. Please do not go back home and run to the villages. Take advantage of the networking opportunities and get some partners. Find business ideas within these diaspora events that are organized. I know two. One is organized by the Diaspora Network that we actively participate in. I know that even Ministry of Foreign Affairs does that. Then also utilize the one-stop center, please. This place was set up for you, so there is no reason why you would shy away from it. Then share the skills. Earlier on, they talked about the skills that the reason why UK and USA their remittances are higher than other countries. We would like you with the skills to transfer these skills, to train Ugandans, so that the Ugandans also can be like you. So we encourage you to pass on these skills. We also encourage you to explore the available investment opportunities. Please, we've had complaints from the diaspora where they send money. You send money to your relatives, and then they use the money, and the next day they're going to ask for more. So instead of sending them cash, set up a business so that they can get money out of the business. Okay? So instead of sending 50,000 every day, get money, look at the opportunities that we are sharing, and invest. They run this business can support them. Once in a while you can send, but it doesn't become like a bottomless pit where you keep dropping money and the money doesn't grow. So I would like to thank you very much for listening to me. And I hope that from here on, the next time I come back here and I ask you what Uganda Investment Authority is about, I get a bigger number of people with their hands up. Yeah, so thank you so much. I wish you the best deliberations. See you next time.
Asante sana. I was planning to come and teach you that hand clap, but you have gone ahead of me. Can we do it in a more thunderous and enthusiastic manner? Asante sana.
And I hope you wrote down the questions for each of these individuals, because we're going to be asking questions in a few minutes.
You know, something that has really struck me is in Uganda, I think they say, no, it started from a scripture. There's a scripture that says that my people perish because they lack knowledge. I was shocked at how much we didn't know about Uganda Investments Authority and how many opportunities are out there for Ugandans and how easy. All the presenters that have come here, they have talked about how easy it is to get all these government services. And the biggest complaint of Ugandans is corruption in service delivery. So I think the issue of go-betweens, probably it could be because Ugandans have also not paid keen attention on finding these services easily To think that I can sit at home and engage with these people, to think that they can even think for me and give me ideas of where to put my money.
Surely. One thing I wanted to ask, she didn't mention the location of the offices, just in case somebody wanted to pop in.
We are on Baskerville Avenue. For better mapping, I think the Ugandan way, it is next to City High School, where DHL is. But we occupy ground floor, 6th, 7th floor of that building, Uganda Business Facilitation Center. But I also I'll leave behind my business cards and, yeah.
Thank you very much.
So she said, we are not a landlocked country. We are a land-linked
country, accessing over 3 million East Africans. That was my key point. Now, let me put it a little bit in Kirundi.
Yes.
And Swahili. Ambao wako na idea ya kufanya investment kwa nchini Uganda. Organization ama the word organization has disappeared. Ishira hamwe rifasha abantu ufisa mahera ushaka kugira investment muhira cyangwa ushaka kugira business ushaka kushira mahera bagagufasha ingene aya mahera arashokunguka kuzana yandi mahera. Kama uko na pesa unataka sukuma pesa nyumbani zikusaidie, kama uko hapa Burundi lakini pesa zako ziko zinafanya business, hii organization ndio inasaidia kwa hiyo mambo. Amesema atawacha email yake, kama unataka kuzungumza naye mtakaa chini ya kuzungumze nafasi mahali gani unaweza katia pesa, kama ni kutia pesa kuku ama mbuzi ama nguruwe, kitu kokote, kuna investment opportunity mingi sana. Hizo pesa zinasukuma nyumbani zinaweza kusaidia kama unazitia hapa. The other thing that I loved, it was very linked to NSSF, which I haven't had anyone actually talk about, and I hope you'll be able to clarify on that when we're doing the question and answer. Thank you very much.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, for our final conversation this afternoon.
Yes.
And then we'll delve into the Q&A. I hope he's going to promise us that ADB will also start investing in Uganda.
Yes.
So can we please make welcome Mr. Rogers Ngabirano from the Burundi Africa Agency for Development,
which is a sister company or alike to the Uganda Investment Authority.
Rogers, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, MC, for welcoming me. Your Excellency, Ambassador of Uganda in Burundi, Major General Retired Matayo, Your Excellency, Ambassador from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, my counterpart, colleague from Uganda Investment Authority, Itifaki imezingatiwa. This is a quote or formula from Kiswahili that means all protocol observed. Do you know this? My name is Master of Science Roger Ngabirano. I'm the Director of Investment and Export Promotion at the Burundi Development Agency. And I'm very glad to be here to make history, as the MC said, to be among the participants of the first Uganda Diaspora Convention, to witness the beginning. My presentation is in 4 parts. The first is the quick facts about Burundi. The second is economic landscape. The third is investment opportunities. And the last is investment incentives. Burundi overview, you know, Burundi is a small country in the East African community. I think it is just the smallest after or before Rwanda. We have political capital, which is Gitega, and economic capital, Bujumbura. We have 12 millions as population, and among them we have 50.8 women. We will note that ladies are a bit above men in terms of percentage. So for Uganda men, you are welcome to marry our ladies who are very beautiful, by the way. You must have seen it already, but our men are very handsome as well, and know very well to which the household. Ugandan women are very welcome as well. Our neighboring countries are DRC, Tanzania, and Rwanda. We have a tropical climate. Our languages are Kirundi, French, English, and Kiswahili. Our president is Major General, like our beloved ambassador, Major General Evariste Ndayishimiye. And we have a good habit to clap our hands when the name of our president is pronounced. As economic landscape, Burundi is a country with a GDP based on primary sector, and we understand as Uganda from the diaspora, you are welcome to invest in secondary and tertiary sector. Since July 2023, Burundi has taken a decisive step forward in the conduct of the national affairs with the development and implementation of a new vision. Burundi, an emerging country in 2040 and a developed country in 2060. And from this vision, we have a key words that guide us in sector to invest. And you can just notice those keywords through this vision statement that said, by 2040, Burundi will be a peaceful country where everyone lives in decent conditions, where no one dies from preventable causes with competitive economy driven by high value added agri-food and industrial sector by mining for benefits of society or in preserved natural environment and with consideration of gender and equity. From this, we can just see investment opportunities in Burundi. By 2040, Burundi will have a competitive agro-industrial sector. We can invite you as Diaspora to invest in processing and export of agro-industrial products in cold chain to facilitate preservation, transport, and supply. Burundi have also a mining sector that need to be exploited. They are good, gold, titanium, amnesty, and the exploitation of this sector will require a very strong win-win public-private partnership through the signing of balanced contracts guaranteeing effective economic and social benefits for the population. We have also need of investors in digital, finance, tourism, etc. For who are living in Bujumbura, they can see the Lake Tanganyika is the Burundi's biggest tourist attraction, stretching over 130 kilometers, and it is the world's largest fish water reserve, the second deepest lake in the world, and the largest in Africa after the Lake Victoria, with some 100 endemic fish species. So, for who are interested in tourism or fishing, they can just exploit these opportunities, this opportunity that offer the Lake Tanganyika. There are also some opportunities of tourism, as we have some tourism sites under exploited, like the Kibira Forest, Ruvu Parks, Rusizi Park, Karera Waterfall, etc. We have also opportunities in diversified cultural dances, such as the tambur. You will notice that tambur is a French name of drama or dramas, which is already a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We have also the southernmost source of the Nile, among many other wonders. We have also a need in electrical power sector. Electrical power sector. We have, by now, 107 megawatts, while we need 996 megawatts to satisfy the national need. Now, let me tell you the investment incentive scheme. The Burundian government has embarked on a series of legal institutional reforms with a view to build a strong institutions able to incite designing or implementing reforms that match our ambitions as a country. Among those reforms, there is the establishment of Burundi Development Agency that replaced the Agence de Promotion des Investissements, Investment Promotion Authority, through the Investment Code Law of June 17, 2021. ADB is a public institution. What is the gateway and sole point of contacts for all local and foreign investors seeking business opportunities in Burundi. Our mandate is, first of all, to promoting investment and exports. The second is supporting and assisting investors and exporters. For the ambassador from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs concerns about to assist investors, I can assure you, Your Excellency, that in our mandate, we assist all investors, foreign and locals, that have any issues with other public institutions or private companies. We stand for them. And there is some of Uganda diaspora who have already witnessed this mandate. Here I can just name Mr. Kafuni. Please stand. This is an investor. We are helping to get some lands to install his company. In our mandate too, we question the government on case of violation of laws and regulations. We design reforms for legal and institutional framework in a view of consulting improvement and improving the business climate, initiating and supporting research on economic development. So we have also some incentives that we give to investors who wants or invest in Burundi. There are 6, and I think it is important to tell you about those 6 incentives we give to our investors. One is the exemption from Rio estate transfer, tax on purchase of land and buildings, exemption from value added tax and or customs duty on imports of building materials, equipment and production inputs for investment projects. 3, corporate income tax rate from the habitual or the usual tax rate is 30%, but it is reduced to 5% the first year of investment, 10% the second year, 15% the third year, 20% the fourth year, and 25% on the fifth year. 4, value added tax exemption on raw material and equipment purchased locally. 5, no customs duties on imports of specialized utility vehicles. And 6, 3, repatriation of profits after payment of taxes due. Now, I can tell you 10 sectors governed by investment code, and in those sectors, if you invest in those sectors, you can just benefit the incentives I have already said. It is agriculture, manufacturing, extraction, exploration and processing of mineral substances, tourism, cultural industries, sport energy, commercial complex services in the following subsector: health, information and communication technologies, transport, education and training, assembly and maintenance of industrial equipment and packaging production. Those are 10 sectors that you can invest and get those incentives. Condition of eligibility for exemption: you must have a new investment project, extension, rehabilitation or modernization of an existing project. You have to invest 500,000 in the city. That means when we said the city, it is Bujumbura, and you have to invest a half when you are up country. You have to be compliant with the laws and regulations in force in Burundi, in particular those relating to environmental protection. The other facilitation for investors, we assist them in obtaining licenses, visa and work permits, assistance with company registration, assistance with legal issues, information on local suppliers and customers, support for utilities, and we welcome them at the airport and assist them in making contact. So, I think I'm done, and thank you for hearing me, listening to me. Murakoze kuba mwatwumvirije. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that information. We are about to transition to the next. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We're going to be asking a few questions. Okay, whoever requires the presentation, you'll be able to receive it. So I'm going to kindly ask you, would you stand up to your feet a little bit? I know you've been seated for quite long. Don't worry, we're going to be having lunch pretty soon. Stretch up a little bit. Okay, stretch a bit, hands up. I want you to do like this, like this. Look around. That's how the food we are going to eat be looking like. To be glowing like this. Yes. So don't worry, the food is enough. We've taken care of you. After you'll have, then you'll go register. The team is also ready. But I know you have some standing questions. You may have your seats now. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, Selector Lord, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your wonderful presentations. Now, we got information, intelligence-led information, that the people in Burundi love to use what they call the certificate of identity. And we have just flown in an expert on this issue. She has just arrived, and she comes from the Directorate of Immigration, specifically immigration control. So I want us to agree. They talked about how Ugandans are very patient, very kind. I want us to agree. We give her at least 3 minutes. She handles this issue of immigration control, and then the certificate of identity, and then we shall shift into the next item of our agenda. Have we agreed to that? Yes. You know me, all Ugandans, we are very democratic. I can't enforce without your permission. Are you permitting us to? Okay, just 3 minutes. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me invite Miss Rosette Natumanya. In 3 minutes, she will give us a few. The beauty is they are going to have a desk at the back there. So anything you will not have understood, feel free, you will go and meet them, and then, Rosette, please come. And then you will have a conversation with them. Can we make her welcome, please? She came in as an expert on this matter, so we have to show her that we are very happy to have her here. Rosette, you're very welcome.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I'm by names of Natumanya Rosette, Senior Immigration Officer, manning Chanka border. I'm sorry I've come in late, but at least I'm here. I will be brief. I will take you through border management, and it will touch on CI. Border management, this is where we clear people in and out of the country. We follow arrival and departure procedures, where a person must appear on the front desk, must have a passport. We verify and profile passports and the passenger. And we don't do this alone. We do it with other agencies, security agencies, and the cross and our counterparts. We share information. So I will talk about what we do. We facilitate legal and orderly movement of persons in and out of the country. Some people come with different travel documents. So others come with passport, others come with the CI, certificate of identity, others use their national IDs. So I will talk about certificate of identity. We give this document as a temporary document to help you apply for a passport if you don't have one. We start with 6 months so that it can allow you process a passport and travel abroad. Because when you have a CI, you cannot work with a CI, especially now if you are here and you want to work, you work in a good organization where they must put a work permit in your document to know that you are their employee. So you must have a passport. So we give you a CI, come to the place, identify a company where you can work, come back home, get a passport, because most of the work permits last for 3 years, 2 to 3 years, and the CI lasts for 6 months. So you cannot use a CI to put a work permit on the CI. You need a passport. Just that a CI just facilitates you to move in the country, identify what you want for a few months, then go back and get a passport. When you are lucky, you get a job, get a passport, come and they put a work permit. Even Uganda, we can't put a work permit on a temporary travel document. That is why maybe they don't put work permit on your CIs. I was told that you have a complaint that they don't put a work permit on your CI. That is a temporary document. And we all know that when it's a temporary document, it can't work really for long, for 3, 4, 2 years. So I urge you, it's a good thing Nila has come. When you have your national ID, then the next apply for a passport and you're good to go. It doesn't stop here in Burundi only. You even go to USA, you even go to other countries, Europe generally, with your passport. Instead of hanging on a CI, which lasts for 6 months, then you come back, you renew for another 6 months, and that you pay. That money you would have, gathered it, put it on a passport, and pay for a passport which lasts for 10 years. It's a good deal, I think. Then if you have your national ID, still, you can travel within the 3 countries. That is Kenya and Rwanda, without using your passport to finish your passport very fast. Most people are frequent travelers. So when they overuse the passport, it gets used very fast. But when you have your national ID, you can use that ID to travel within the other 3 countries, and you save a page. When you come at the border, we give you an interstate pass. It's called an interstate pass. That's what we process at the border. We have an interstate pass. We have a temporary travel document, which lasts for 3 months. Then we have a CI, which starts at 6 months to 1 year, depending on where the someone is going. So it is better to use the national ID and apply for a passport where you can put a work permit, where you can move to other countries which doesn't require to use a CI or national ID. It saves a lot when you have your passport. Anything goes with passport. So I urge you that you apply for a passport since you are getting a national ID. So when you when you come here, they put the work permit in there. Most of you don't need visas to come home, but in case you acquire another nationality that you require visas. All our facilities are automated. You go on the line and apply. When you reach at the airport, they just give you, that is, if you have another nationality that requires visa on entry of Uganda. In case you acquire another nationality, still your children doesn't have to suffer. You use dependence pass. You can use, you reach Uganda, apply for your children to go on a dependence pass until when they are 18. Then they can choose whether to follow you or be Ugandans. So it is good to know what you need in case you acquire another nationality. We also have students' passes, and yeah, when you come and you don't have Ugandan nationality, and your kids need to go to school, you apply for them students' passes. For East Africa, it's free, but you need to apply for it so that when we your children are studying in Uganda, they need students' passes. They have given you 3 minutes. I think I'm going past that. But in case of any query, I'm here to answer. I thank you. Sorry, I didn't show them. I'm sorry, I didn't show you how the CI looks like. It looks like this. It's a photo here. It's embossed. And it takes you for 6 months. Includes the name, everything. An officer, when he gives it to you, must stamp on the photo. Please always note that, because if the photo is not stamped on, we think it is forged. The photo must be stamped on. Then they stamp behind again. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, can we give her a stronger applause? Clap like you're ready for lunch. Aha. Now, she spoke like a real enforcement personnel. She didn't say, if we get you. She said, when we get you. Meaning there is an assurance that if you falter or you go astray, you will be got and put back in line. At this juncture, I would like to invite Tarsis. He just has a small announcement. If you see this man coming, you should clap. He usually comes with good news. Yes. So he has in 1 minute, and then we'll go into the Q&A.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. For those who don't know me, I'm called Tarsis Tujasingura, Uganda Embassy, here in Burundi. One, I want again to welcome you here for this convention, and also to thank you for turning up in big numbers. And our facilitators from Uganda and also in Burundi, thank you very much for coming. Two, I want to introduce to you the team from the embassy, because you have heard from all the presenters that most of the things you needed to come to the embassy and get them from there, like letters, recommendations, certificate of identity, and any other document. So the ambassador, you already know him, he gave his remarks. I would like to introduce Anna Babinaga, the Minister Counselor at the embassy. Can stand up for recognition. That is Miss Anna Babinaga. When you meet her in Burundi or in the town, or you come to the embassy, you need something, she can attend it to you. Next is Miss Anita Athaire. Anita Athaire, where are you? I think most of you have interacted with her. at some, in some meetings, in some related work. I think she's out arranging lunch. You know, we are almost going out for lunch. Yeah, but most of you know her. Then Miss Fiona Sembogo. She's there at the back. She's there at the back. Please interact with them. Even during here, please interact with these officials. Oscar Mlindwa, yeah, is also there at the back. When you get them, in case you need any clarification on some of the related matters people have discussed here, please don't hesitate to contact us. Those are the ones who are here today. Others are not around because they traveled back home. Then the two, Madam Anna, cannot take your seat. Take your seat. Then the two, I want to emphasize on Uganda matters. The MC has announced on Uganda matters. Uganda matters last year, we had it at Dominican Church, Kinanira. And this year, we are going to have same celebration and commemoration of Uganda matters. You know, matters in the world are only in Uganda who died for the faith. And every year, 3rd June, we commemorate the Uganda matters. But for us here in Burundi, we are going to commemorate Uganda matters on 6th July at Dominican Church in Kinanira. This Uganda matters is to bring all of us Ugandans together. It is not for the Catholics, it is not for the Protestants, it is not for the Muslims. But the Uganda matters are for Ugandans. All of us, please, on 6th July, turn up and we commemorate and celebrate the Uganda matters. It is one way of being together and interact, network. 2, it is again one way of coming to how to enjoy and have fun. And on that day, as Ugandans living in Burundi, apart from the celebrations of Mass and prayers, we shall also be giving thanks to the Lord, thanksgiving. For any reason as an individual, because God has protected us to live outside our homes and outside Uganda. So we shall also be thanking God for what he has done for us. So please come and thank God for what you think he has done for you. So Mr. Franco and his team, they are organizing that, and we are also organizing together to make sure that day becomes colorful. We shall start prayers at 10 a.m. in the morning. Then after prayers, we shall have lunch. Then after lunch, we shall have dances and eats. Please don't miss this important event. The way you have come today, please, even on 6th July, come and even multiply. Invite also the Burundians to come and celebrate with us. It is for all of us, please. Don't leave it to Catholics or Protestants or Muslims, but it is all of us Ugandans living in Burundi. Thank you very much.
I told you when you see Mr. Tassis, you know he has come with good news. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I can assure you that you will not hear any other presentation today. So clap for yourselves for being that patient.
Very good listeners.
You have listened very patiently and keenly. I am very, very humbled. Now, I know that from all the presentations that were made, you noted down, and for all the questions you have, now is the time. So I'll ask Geoff, and maybe I can ask
Alan,
Fiona
or Alan, if Alan is available.
or Alan to assist us with this extra mic. So what we shall do, they will ask questions, and we shall note them down. You just address your question to whoever you see here, you feel you need to answer that question. Then I think they'll note them down, and after we'll take off 10 minutes should be enough to answer these questions, and then we will go for our lunch.
Mr. MC, can I be given the privilege to ask the first question since I'm holding the microphone?
I'm a bit constrained since I've been working with him. I don't know if we don't call that conflict of interest. But sure, please, just make it one. When you get the mic, please use at most 1 minute. And if they have asked a question, that you wanted to ask, please don't repeat the question because it has been. Right? Very good.
Okay. How many of you are married to Burundians? Put up your hand. If you're married a Burundian, or the other way around, or a Burundian married you. Okay. So this is a question to probably from the Ministry of Immigration of Burundi. What would it take? I heard from your speech, and probably I alluded on it before, for us, why would it not be possible to have dual citizenship for our wives that are Burundians or our husbands that are Burundians to be able to be Burundians or vice versa? Probably also to the Ugandan side. Can our Burundian counterparts become Ugandan citizens by virtue of marriage? Thank you.
Okay. I think that question goes both to the team from Burundi and our team from Uganda. You might need to explain your position from either side. All right. So I'll ask Geoff
to move around.
To move around with the microphone and all the other. Just raise your hand. Okay? Raise your hand. We shall take 5 questions for the start. Then we shall pick the other 5.
I saw Hajat putting up her hand, and then I saw her.
Just make sure you are sensitive to gender as well.
Ladies first. Hajat, she put up her hand first, and then her.
And make sure you take care of the whole room.
You, and then you. And then who? Oh, there are 2 Hajats. Let me hope this Hajat is representing all the Hajats. Amanya, Nyabo, Yegwali na microphone. Tell us the language you want to use, and we can interpret if they need to.
Mujebale ko basebo.
Kali nawe.
Kali. Nze amanya gange bampita Namudu Suraj. Nafumbirwa omusajja Murundi. Yeah.
Olina specific ekibuuzo kyagala obabuuza kiri specific.
Ekibuuzo just mbadde njagala kubuuza nkozesa nationality ya Burundian.
Yes.
Kati nsobola kukozesa ne Uganda.
Okay. So bawo ye Murundi.
Murundi.
Yegwe na Uganda.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that question also has to do with dual citizenship.
Dual citizenship.
Yes.
Okay.
Next.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I think there's this lady over here. And then you go to Francis. And then you.
Thank you very much. My name is Molly Munduru. I come from the USA of Uganda. I have a concern. At the entry, at the border, Kowero to be specific. And my question or challenge goes to the Burundian immigration person. We have faced a challenge in that when you're coming in, even if your passport has no fault, it is very correct and you have visa. I'm talking out of experience. I just traveled in March. My visa is up to July. I didn't have any fault with my passport. But when we reached at the border, the Tanzanian side, I was cleared. But when it came to the Burundian side, my passport was put down. I was asked to come into the cage. And it didn't only happen to me, but many others. When you don't have money in your passport is not stamped. I would like to know from you whether it is legal for the passport to be stamped with money. Without money, your passport is not stamped.
You said, just so we are clear, you have said that if the passport has no money inside, then it's not stamped. Okay. I think the colleagues from immigration have heard that. Next.
Francis.
Yes.
Thank you, MC. I have 2 questions. One for visa immigration Burundi and Nira Uganda. So for Burundi, I will ask our colleague there, who presented about Burundi immigration. Now, what I wanted to know, or the people of Uganda to know, we do pay for visa 2 years. Instead $500, which is okay. We agree with it. Now, since we are renewing, can we pay in BIF? Because we know the issue of USD in Burundi. Can we renew using BIF? Number two, he stated very well that after 6 months you can renew your visa. Then after 6 months you renew your visa. Now that one paying the establishment visa of 2 years, what is the privilege? What is the privilege of paying? Is there any benefit? The third one, we have been, all the Ugandans know very well, when you are carrying, when you have all those documents and you enter Burundi, you move with a passport as identification ID. But now, moving with the passport, wherever you go, it is a risk. If it gets lost, there's a lot of challenges. Can Burundi issue a foreign ID so that we are safe moving with only ID and we leave passports at home? When I go back to NIRA, they have phased out our certificate of identification. The Yad Madam was talking about it right now. They have phased it out. At the border, you cannot enter with a temporary document. Is there any plan of having a booklet for a year? Because we have challenges. Driver may get a job to come to Burundi, or we may have a mechanic come and work on my car in Burundi, and getting a passport is a process. Can we get a booklet for 1 year so that
you prefer a booklet which you can use for a longer time?
Yeah, for even 1 year, just
okay.
for faster.
Okay,
process.
that is very clear.
Yeah, the last one.
You have asked a lot of questions.
No, just the last one. The last one. The madam was there from immigration said that we can use a national ID, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda. But being East Africa, can't we use Burundi in Tanzania? Thank you.
He's asking, can't they also use that national ID for Burundi and Tanzania, the Ugandan national ID? Okay, let us have questions from this side as well. Yes, one there, then this side.
Minimum how many? Because he did 5. How many do you want?
No, we want 1 minute. Yeah, but if they have asked a question that relates to you, please don't repeat it. Okay?
Thank you very much, the speaker. My name is Dennis Kafuni. I'm an investor here in Burundi. Based here in Burundi. I've already married the Burundian. Now I'm a Burundi, in short. My concern goes to my brother Roger for investment. I'm proud that you are helping me as well, and I appreciate the government, and I appreciate your help. But my concern is, according to the incentives you have talked about, there is an issue of land here. As you know that we have managed, we have tried by all means, the issue of land where we can allocate my factory. It has been a challenge here. I don't know how the government will handle it, because as I see, it is beyond your hands as Roger. So, as you are talking to the bosses, you need to rectify that issue. If you are calling more investors, they are coming behind me. How will you convince them that you are giving them these incentives? You can give exemption, you can give everything, but when you don't have where to put a structure for investment, for investing your company, for your setting your factory, for sure all of it will be still in hanging. So my request is, let us deal with that issue of land here. I'm saying, what I'm talking about, can we have investment park here in Burundi so that we can go and set our factory there?
So the issue of factors of production, Mr. Ngabirano, he's saying that Whereas he appreciates the help you have given him, the issue of the land where to set up the factory is really, really delaying. So he's requesting for speeding up of that and such that you make it easy for them to make these investments quicker and faster. Okay? Yes.
Another question goes to Nira, direct.
Nira, yes.
The boss of Nira has been here.
Yes. He's hearing. He's
Since
hearing.
we have married here in Burundi, can we have legal marriages? How can we acquire legal marriages?
Legalization of the marriage.
Yes, from
okay,
Uganda
yes.
side. I have a third question.
Mr. Kafundi, your time is up.
I'm sorry, but it is so sensitive, my brother. Give me 20 seconds.
Okay, starting now. 1.
It is an addition to immigration officer.
Yes.
Actually, I entered here in Burundi on 23rd December 2023. But what I found there at the border, it was so interesting. They told me, if you don't have 10K, omutwaro gumwe, that you need to go back.
That is Ogwa Uganda, Ningogwa.
Ogwa Burundi.
Ogwa Burundi. Yes. Yes. Okay. I think the issue of maybe corruption in service delivery at the immigration points has been raised. So that one we have noted it. Let us have those people also taken care of. Please, if you're going to raise the issue of corruption, it has been raised. Okay? Maybe if you're going to raise another issue. Okay?
So all dignitaries dignified. There might not be questions per se, but requests. One, we have all agreed that we are having a lot of Ugandans having married here, and they have children. Then we had one of the presenters, particularly Mr. Ngabirano Rogers, mentioned about the languages used in this country, French, Kirundi, English, and Kiswahili. So my request is here. When these people go to get birth certificates, they are availed in French. And when they need to use them somewhere else, you're told, get a translation, go back to the mayor, and then you get a stamp to validate this translated document. Isn't there any possibility, if someone has come in and they have presented themselves as Ugandans, can't we at least have this birth certificate availed in English so that we have it done at once?
Aha.
Then 2, being a teacher, I believe I'm paying a service to the country. How would it be if there's at least a reduction, if not put at 0, for me to pay for a visa in a country where I'm paying a service? Yes, I get that little payment as a teacher, but again, I'm putting my skills that I attained back from home, putting them to Burundi as a country, and they are benefiting even after I'm gone. Do I really have to even pay for the service that I'm providing to the country? What do you think? Can we share about it and see how best we can improve, and we stay East Africans? Thank you so much.
Aha, Mr. Ngariran, I think that comes to you.
That gentleman over there raised her hand before the lady.
Her concern is for people who are offering a service, despite the fact that they're getting salary out of it, the service and the skill they are transferring stays here forever. Is it possible to make a consideration, maybe to also reduce on the tariffs they are charged or the taxes that they are charged? Yes.
Thank you. I'm Gerald Taja.
Yes, Gerald.
My question goes to Uganda Investment Authority, together with the counterpart on the other side, and the excellencies, the ambassador. You are encouraging us to invest back in our country, and we are grateful, we are proud of our country, and we want to invest. But there is one thing that we expected to hear from you, from the diplomatic relations. For example, you want us to put money where our relatives cannot use, and they invest in businesses, what you've showed us, but you are not talking about financing, and the financial transfer market. You know very well that we are earning here, but if they tell you how money is transferred to Uganda, you will not believe it. we lose a lot of money. When we make francs here, converting it to Uganda currency, we all know it's a big pain for us. So what option do you have for us to ensure that we have banks that can help us have our money transferred back to our country at the official rate? Thank you.
The cost of repatriating profits makes them even stop having profits. Yes.
Questions regarding corruption, I think those are going to be addressed. The lady in yellow. And then after this gentleman and there's Mzee. And then after we'll switch it up that side and all this. Can you help us, allow us go
at the back?
At the back?
Yes.
Yes.
My name is Adikin Catherine. I'm affirming the words of Molly Monderu. I have a work permit visa here. But when you travel to Uganda and come back, you again have to pay that money at the border. So I really want to know, is it correct that after paying the $500, you continuously have to pay the money at the border entering Burundi to work?
Yes, Catherine, I think
that was addressed.
That was raised. I think also probably this can also come, Ambassador, to your attention on a strategic level. You can also find a way of addressing it and see how these people's lives can be made better. Yes. Who do we have next?
My name is Mr. Mhangus Moses.
Yes, Moses.
And my question goes to NIRA officials. I want to ask, if I apply for renewal today and I travel tomorrow to Uganda, where will I get my ID? Do I have to travel back here or I can get it in Uganda? Thank you.
Mr. Apeder, that is a question that comes to you. If he applies for his ID here and then travels to Uganda, where will he get the ID from? Does he have to come back here to get it? Or you can find ways of making sure it finds him? Yes, where are we? Yes.
Amanya gayenze mugerwa Jackson kati ekintu kikulu kyenjagala okumanya wadde abannayuganda bwe tuba tuvaana e Burundi okudda Uganda nga batuwadde empapula z'embase wali ku boda batusumba bagano tukooneramu batujjako sente emitwalo 2-3 oluusi baagala okutusiba oba okutujjako ebintu byaffe tubadde tusaba mutuyambeko ku kintu ekyo
enguzi mu byentambula. Okay.
Bajjawo sente zaffe nnyingi zoonoonekera wali ate nga tulina empapula eziva mu embase ezitulaga nti bazituwadde bakoonyemu buli kintu tusaba mutuyambeko.
I think Colonel, that is the same issue he's raising. Yes, the issue of corruption at immigration centers.
Nzeba Mpitataka Susan.
Yes, Susan.
Nzalibwa Entebbe airport. Kati ekibuuzo kyange kiri bwe kiti. Nali ndi wano ne baŋŋamba tino n'ogenda Uganda bangeme COVID.
Ne bagamba nti ki?
Ndina okugenda nenfuna COVID.
Okugema. Yes.
Nagenda bulungi nnyo ne bangema nenfuna certificate nenfuna ne ID yino.
Yes.
Naye bwe mbeera ntambula ngenda nkomawo batera nnyo okuŋŋamba sooka osasule sente ate buli kintu nkirina ne neebuusa nsasulira ki?
Okay. Eyo ensonga
kwene ya COVID kati simanyi wano mukyagema COVID ate bwe nali wano saalabako wano nga mugamba bagema COVID bagema Uganda yokka ate kati lwaki wano baŋŋamba asasulire sente ku COVID ate buli kintu nkirina? Kyo kintu kinumanya okusasula sente zange ng'ate buli kintu nkirina.
Okay.
Mbifuna wano ku boda yaffe eno esembayo eri zonna mpitayo bulungi kati mbadde nsaba mutuyambeko.
Yes, I think
ebyo bye byange.
Kale tweyanziza. I think that is an issue that has cut across for many of us. Si weewaawo buli omu mu ngeri omu oba endala yeemulugunya kuki ku nsonga y'enguzi, especially we batuuka ku boda. So ensonga ezo tuzoogeddeko wano, omukulu agenda tuddamu atubuulire bajja tunnyonnyola ku side ya Uganda kikola kitya. Even our counterparts from Burundi will explain to us. So ensonga eyo bambi abantu bagireese. So woba nawe gy'oyina ndoza kati bakukiikiridde. Okay? Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm called Tumuramye Boaz, and my quick question goes direct to the NIRA personnel.
NIRA?
Yes.
Yes.
Some of us whose IDs are either expiring soon,
yes,
or have expired. We got the details in areas where now either that area was a county and it was given a district. So details have changed completely.
Yes.
I registered in Rwampara district, Rwampara County, Mbarara district.
Yes.
Now Rwampara is
a district.
So is my ID valid? Should I continue and keep the same details, or I re-register? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Andrew, the changes in the locations, the changes in the designations of districts and counties, do they affect the information on the current IDs that we have? Shall we make changes? Are the IDs we are carrying valid? Yes or no? Yes, Geoffrey, where are you?
Over to Alan.
Yes, sir.
I'm called Sunday Peter Jackson.
Yes, Jackson.
I'm a Ugandan. My concern is, like last time when I drove my car to Uganda, I was heading to Gulu.
You?
Yes.
You did what?
I was heading to Gulu.
You were heading to Gulu, yes.
Then by the time when I was coming back, I was driving a number plate of Burundi, because that's where I stay, at the border checkpoint for Karuma when you are going to enter Karuma.
Yes.
Where there is a, where you pay tax for everything they check.
Yes, there is a URA checkpoint.
A URA
there.
checkpoint.
Yes.
They told me that I'm not supposed to drive a Burundian number plate, yet I'm holding the passport of Uganda and I'm holding the national ID. They told me there is two things they have to do.
Yes.
To pawn my car and they pay the tax because I'm not allowed. Or they change my vehicle number plate into a Ugandan number plate. I told them, me, I'm living in Burundi. That's where I'm staying. Even I have the visa and I pay everything. I'm staying here in Burundi within the laws. So why do you tell me to change the number plate? Yet I'm staying, and moreover, I had paid for 3 months in Uganda as the law says.
You had the COMESA certificate.
Everything the car it had.
Okay.
But he said he has to change it. Why am I driving a number plate of Burundi, yet I'm a Ugandan, and I have the national ID of Uganda? It is only allowed for Burundians to enter. Is it like that? I want the correction.
All right. Your Excellency, you want to handle it now? Do you want to attack it now? Okay.
That one, I want you to come to my office. We shall finish it.
Action, immediate action. Yes, Geoff.
I'm called Aaron Msizirimiti, commonly known as Desire Tech on the platform.
Yes, Aaron.
My issue, it goes on to one Ministry of Internal Affairs and NILA. I think they're the same person.
Yes, Internal Affairs.
I lost my documents, including national ID plus the passport in the same wallet. I went to police of Burundi. They gave me letter. I represent to the embassy. They gave me a travel document. But my concern is it. The NILA, because right now I don't have the NIN number, I didn't remember. I had to remember the passport number. Can you use the passport number to recover my passport again without getting the NILA? Because I need my passport for travel and to do any other businesses. Can you please use my form that lost passport number to recover my passport? Because you said here there is another issue of getting or registering for the passport. That's what I know. Because here they have told me that I should get some things from Uganda to register for a new passport. My request, can I use that passport number, you to track it in your system from the headquarters, so that I get another passport as I proceed to get the national ID? Is it possible?
I think, Lydia, you have got that very clearly. Yes, Lydia will attend to that.
Alan?
That lady has waited for so long.
Which one?
After her,
Her?
yes.
Okay.
After her, we shall cross over to this side.
Amanya gange nze Tahia Taufik. Kibuuzo kyange kigenda eri abanira. ID webanga ID expiring renewing eri e Uganda. Kati neba mpandikira messaging evuddeyo. Waliwo engeri nje sobola gifuna nga ndi eno e Burundi.
Can they deliver her national ID to Burundi? Yet she registered in Uganda. Andrew, can she retrieve her ID from here? Yet, though she renewed her ID from Uganda. Okay, your question has been noted. Let us cross over to him. Yes?
Alan, if you're able to get to him. Where's Alan? Okay.
My name's Odong Abner.
Yes, Mr. Odong.
And my questions, one goes to Nira. Does the new national ID still expire after 10 years like the one before?
The new one?
Yes.
Okay.
And if so, why would it expire when being a Ugandan does not expire?
Very good question. Yes, Andrew. Does this new national ID expire as well, like the old one? And most importantly, since I don't stop being a Ugandan citizen, why should my national ID expire?
Same applies to the driving permit.
Aha.
Okay, the second one goes to the Burundian authorities. I mean, there is this yellow card after the one we came with from Uganda expired. The one you acquire from here, when you cross to Tanzania, they tell you it is fake. What
Beg your pardon?
The yellow card.
The yellow card
for Burundi. It is not recognized in in Tanzania.
Is that the one for yellow fever?
Yes.
Okay.
What is wrong with it that the Burundian authority need to do about it?
Okay.
Thank you.
Colonel Jeremy, that the yellow card, the yellow fever cards they receive. Unfortunately, Colonel is not from the Ministry of Health, but probably he can give a little light that they are getting yellow fever cards which are not authentic. When they present them to other countries, they reject them. What is the issue? Let us have two more because our time is fast spent and we are going for food. People are hungry. So we'll take, that is the first one, and then one last question.
Hello, my name is Ndiagman Huchre. I come from Uganda, Mbarara, Rwampara. My question goes to the immigration person from Burundi. No, from Burundi. There is this temporary visa of 6 months that they give to us. I've come in to visit my family. They have given me this temporary visa for 6 months. But when 6 months expire, when you try to go back to the PAF to request that they give you, they just add in a new 6 months temporary visa, they tell you that you have to first move out of the country and come back. Yet I'm supposed to be here with my children and my wife. Isn't that feeling like stressing us too far that we have to first go back and go back to our country and we re-enter? Thank you.
Okay. Why does someone have to go outside the country and come back again for you to give them another 6 months visa? Okay, the last one. That's all.
Last one.
There was a gentleman here.
Where?
Him.
Oh, yes.
Let's take him, and then the panel will respond, and then we shall go for lunch.
Amanya Wilson Kamwine. I'm a true Ugandan.
A real
from
Ugandan.
Ibanda district.
Yes.
Shongoro.
Yes.
Nze chibuzo change kigenda kusaidia Burundi.
Yes.
Immigration. Oba sena chindi ne Uganda chinzo kukwata since turi mu East African community. We watu wa gundi 6 months visa. Bwe gwako je baita overstay.
Yes.
Kati bwe tubanga tudaye Uganda. Tuyino kushasura sente meka. kubanga bwotuuka ku boda buli muntu akusaba zayagala $10,000 $7,000 kati tetumanyi dola ze tulina okusasula sente meka.
Okay, kitegerekese. Colonel, he's asking, what is the official amount of money someone is supposed to pay for renewing their visa?
After the 6 months.
After the 6 months. Everyone asks them for a different amount. I think that also the people from Uganda should also be in position to say something about that, because I'm sure there are people also who find similar challenges on their return. Overstay. Okay. Yes. So let us have them respond
to the questions.
Ambassador Chigoli,
who has more questions?
Do you want to say something? I think from a strategic point of view, you could say something, and then I think most of the questions have gone to Nira, the immigration from Burundi, and our immigration, and then Roger. Yes, UIA also had one or two. Yeah. So let's have Ambassador say something, then we'll have Colonel, and then Lydia will say something, then Erina will say the last.
Thank you very much, MC. Yeah, of course, from the general point of view, one thing sounds clear, that there are serious corruption tendencies at the border points. And I'm glad that we have the senior official from immigration to help us nip this problem. And I think if we can address the border point corruption, which is really embarrassing. It is embarrassing the country, and those officials need to be put to order, because they are the face. They are the face of the country. If they are corrupt, one gets scared as to what will happen when someone gets into the country. So I think that is one issue. The other area is the issue of transfer fees. I flagged it in my discussion that as a ministry, we are raising this matter with the relevant ministries, the Ministry of Finance, and to liaise with the operators of the digital platforms, who are the main transferers of money. And of course, we hinted on something, our banks opening branches within this country is something which we need to interest our people. For example, a bank like Centenary Bank, which is one of the largest, has one of the largest customer base. They opened in South Sudan. What if they also opened here? That would help also ease the transfer processes. So these are areas which we are exploring, and Uganda Investment Authority is here, and I think they are listening in to pursue the matter forward. Thank you.
Check 1, 2.
Okay, thank you for your questions. I try to give some answer. I see there's many questions. That is the I see that when you see the police, you may recognize that you have security or no. Because many question is about how you have not been served by our police borders. So I begin to the last questions. When the visa for 6 months is expire, how many days or how many francs we can pay? Here, you know that the visa for East Africa is visit visa, is not establishment visa. Here, you know, when you come and you receive that visa, on border, they can give you a stamp. When you come to the immigration, we put a visa with 6 months. We notify 6 months. You can go many times out of our country, and you come without payment in that period.
6 months.
Yes. When the period is expired, you may come to extend your visa on the immigration officer, Central. There we verify if you have go out. When you have not go out, go back. We consider that you are a businessman, you want to stay here, you can apply for days which you want with payment with the tariff. I have give the tariff is the resident visa. Here, you may know that to go out in that period. When you come, we see you have go out and you come, you will not pay. But when the police verify your document and found that you have not go out, you have changed your status for that visa. Here, that is the sense for the police to ask you, give this, give this. You may obey that period. When you want to extend your visa to stay here, you come to the immigration and you apply. There is no money to pay. When you apply yourself on email, there is no payment. When you go to ask a help to someone, it's not the police, to someone. I know all of you come to the immigration. I think there is no member of state of East Africa who paid on immigration. That matter on the borders is the case which I will tell for our chief to give order on that officer, police, to do not that act. I think for the question about this, I give that answer. There is someone who has asked about yellow card. Is not in our ministry, but I know that I'm the police. In Burundi, there is a document which is delivered by the government. If you go to take the document away and not on the office which is legal, when you go away, they may verify. We know that there is a person who can give money, give me a card, yellow card. You may pay attention. We have one bureau which give that card yellow. Pay attention for receiving that card. Here, there's someone who has lost his document, travel. I don't know if it's passport or temporal permit travel, but the process is this. When you lose your document, you go to our judicial police to report how have you lose it. The police give you a paper which shows, you can show to your embassy that you have been stolen your document. When is the citizen from other country is not East Africa? And that man already, when he has not her embassy in Burundi, the Migration Bureau has a document which we say is the soft conduit, which can help you to go back into your country to found a new document. For you, Uganda, when you lose your document, the embassy is here to give you a document which help you to go back to your home. That is the difference. The person who don't have his embassy here, the police give that document which we call soft conduit. That document for Uganda, there is no value because you have embassy here. Jackson have asked for corruption in immigration sector. Is it the same? Here there is a lady who has asked that he has a visa which he pay. I don't know, he is not the Uganda citizen. If he's a Uganda citizen, he's on status for visa long term that she can pay. When is a visa short term, is the East Africa visa. She can pay it. When he obey those I have told before. When he has statement visa, here he may she may obey the date of valid. He may come to renew his visa. When he go on the border, they check if what type of visa she has. That's I can give as answer to the citizen of Uganda who go back to Uganda or come in Burundi. When you come for the first time, there is no payment. If you go back to Uganda, after expire your visa, you can be in problem with the police migration on the border because he can verify if in Burundi you stay here legally. There is a question number 3. Border Kobero. Kobero is a border cross which many people use here. I think it is one case or 2 cases, and I don't say is all Ugandans which past day they may pay. But the question that they are obliged to put money on the document is the report we will give to our authority for to give some orientation for duty of the police on that border.
Okay. I think That deserves a round of applause.
There is another question about women who has married in Burundi. If you are married with a man of Burundi, you have right to go to the office of commune or district to validate your marriage. When your marriage is recognized by the Burundian law, you can come to the immigration, ask the document which is for Burundian. But when is the man, Ugandan man, who married our ladies, the facilities is to have the visa of long time. You can pay, but to become Burundian is the process which that person may do a requirement by letters to the minister who has that authority. I think is that way they can have nationality identity as Uganda.
Okay. So that is, I think, very clear. For a Ugandan lady who gets married to a Burundian man, you have rights that come by virtue of being married to a Burundian gentleman. And I think it becomes easy for you to get all these rights that nationals obtain. But for a Ugandan man who has married a Burundian lady, whose wife is from Burundi, your processes are more steep. So you have to either get a long stay visa, or you have to go through another process where you write to the ministers in charge, and then they can decide whether to grant you the citizenship. Clap for Colonel, he has done a good job. Okay, immigration, let's get done with immigration matters, and we come to investment and business.
Thank you, MC. I'll run a little quick.
Yes.
Just to emphasize during my presentation, the dual citizenship we're talking about only applies to indigenous Ugandans. You belong to one of our ethnic communities and you have acquired citizenship of another country. However, I also emphasized that for you to be granted dual citizenship back home, please make sure that the country whose citizenship you have acquired allows you to be a dual citizen. So you may want to acquire dual citizenship, be given your Ugandan citizenship again, but when it takes off some rights from the citizenship you have acquired. So please, let's look through that. Dual will not cater for the marrieds. We have citizenship due to marriage, but you must have lived in Uganda, legally married there. Of course, you have proof of marriage in the country, at least living in the country for 5 years. So the ones who are asking for citizenship due to marriage, I hope that answers you. Dual citizenship, the one we've stated here, is for indigenous Ugandans. To answer the question of the lost passport, the requirements for replacing a lost passport online, first of all, we require you to get a police report. If your passport got lost in Burundi, of course we expect your police report to come from Burundi. You are required to have an affidavit as well. You are required to apply online for your passport. Give us a copy of your passport, a national ID if you have one. And because you're not in the country, we expect the embassy to address, to give you a letter. So, however, a challenge comes in when someone wants to renew their passport and even the embassy officials are not aware that your passport got lost. Because, my dear Ugandans, they are your only backup. They are your only, they're the ones that will say yes. If anything goes wrong and they said you lied that your passport got lost, we shall also say, but the embassy confirmed. Because I know they will do their verification. If it is inevitable that you feel that process is long, please get a one-way document and come back home. However, before you come, if it is a quick, make sure you have your documents ready. We have a diaspora desk back home that will process your passport very fast and you return back to the country. Will I remain with the same passport number? No. I must emphasize that each passport has a unique number, so you will not get the previous number you have had. If you lost your national ID, since it's one of the mandatory requirements to get a passport, please get a letter of confirmation from NIRA. We shall use that letter to renew your passport, even when you don't have the ID yet. As long as you come with that letter and all the other documents, we shall be able to renew your passport.
Okay, so I think that answers your question.
Maybe finally, we have had challenges, like I earlier said, of renewing passports of people, and we end up saying, let the applicant appear. This usually comes in scenarios where you're not giving us the correct information. Information is unfilled. We don't know who your mother is. The person you've sent is not your relative. We can't even interview them on your behalf. However, if you put all those scenarios together and ensure that you have everything, you will be helped. Case by case scenario. I hope that answers you.
No, we are going to, they have a desk at the back. It might be hard for you to get the answers you get now, you want now. They'll have a desk at the back. Feel free, as we are leaving, just feel free to meet her there. But I think she has tried her best. You might have a specific concern that is specific to you. Yes, I think we can now handle investment.
Check 1, 2. You can use this one. Sorry.
Thank you. I think I have two persons who address the questions or requests for ADB as institution, and as I'm representing here the institution, let's try to give some responses or answer. The first is Mr. Kafuni requesting investors park. Our job is just to listen, to hear your concerns as investors. And regarding investors park, I think there is special economic zone where there will be lands, electric power, roads, and other conditions that make easy business, especially factories. And those special economic zone, the Burundi government is identifying places to install those kind of places. And you know, Burundi is not like other countries. You know, we have a great number in terms of population. I think we are the second most populated countries in Africa. So to get lands is not easy, but we are here as government, we are here as ADB to try to facilitate investment matters, like to find some lands for our investors. Otherwise, regarding your case, dear Kafuni, we are making as more effort as possible to solve your problem, and it will be solved. There is a lady who is submitting matter regarding languages. You know, madam, we are moving towards ERC obligation regarding languages matter, you know. And regarding this case, it is step by step. In EAC, we have English, Swahili, and French as official languages. For example, at ADB, Burundi Development Agency, we accept official documents in those 3 languages. Plus, for sure, our native language, Kirundi. I'm sure other institutions will reach this purpose or target to accept documents in English or Swahili. And I can assure you, as Burundi, we are moving fast. We are moving fast because I'm sure in other countries in ASC, you cannot do great things with the French documents, either in Tanzania, Kenya, South Sudan, or in Uganda. So let's do things step by step, but the purpose is to use all those languages in our country and fully. I don't know if I have satisfied.
Yeah, she also asked about the tax reduction for people who are offering services and transferring skills back from home to Uganda, to Burundi, sorry.
Especially the $500 that is paid for a work permit. So she's a teacher. She was saying, "Arikarigisha Barundi." None kubiri kare kare amahera menshi cyane kandi karafasha igihugu.
For what?
The work permit is $500.
Work permit?
Yes. Work visa is $500.
Work
yes.
visa?
Yes.
I cannot respond to this question because for incentives we give, it is for when you have an eligibility certificate for those advantage. You have to submit there are conditions. You have to submit your business plan at ADB, and we have to analyze, and when your investment projects match with the obligations of the investment code, so we give you a certificate of eligibility of those incentives, and then you can benefit this. Without this, you cannot get.
Okay, I think it's more of a policy matter that probably His Excellency can pick up as well and have it discussed at a strategic level, such that when they are in the policy, as they are restructuring the incentives, they can also include for people who are transferring skills and services to the people of Burundi, because those skills, once transferred, they can't be retrieved or taken back. Yes. Okay, UIA.
All right, thank you very much. There was really no direct question to UIA, but when we were just starting, the president of the diaspora community in Burundi raised some pertinent issues, challenges that they face. And maybe from the challenges that he raised, I would propose that the next time we hold another event like this, we would need to have a representation from the ESC, because most of the challenges that are coming up here can be addressed in the policy reforms at ESC level. Yeah, so it is important to include ESC. However, to give a bit of comfort to the people of the diaspora in Burundi, I would just give like a brief snapshot of what the ESC is doing regarding making operating with the ESC easy. One of them is uniform ESC common external tariff, which is meant to reduce on the delays and boost trade across the nations. Then there is also a proposal to have tax harmonization. With tax harmonization, what are we talking about? When you look at our VAT across the East African region, there are some places that have 18, others have 16. So there is a proposal of having a uniform VAT so that all the people in the East African region can access a uniform VAT. If it's 16%, it has to be 16% across the board. Then when it comes to monetary union, I've had, we are talking about repatriation of funds and how expensive it is to change into dollars, and So there is a proposal to have a single currency. So I want to assure you that there is a lot being done to ensure that within the East African region, some of these small business challenges that you're facing are addressed, and that's why we need to have the ESC here to pick up some of these issues relating to immigration. People are paying more than they should pay. What she's talking about when it comes to skills development, let's just not only have it at the Burundi level, but also the whole East Africa. If a Ugandan is working in Kenya, there's no reason why she should be paying a certain tax to the Kenyan government. So this has a lot to do with the ESC. And I hope next time we can have ESC on board to pick up some of these challenges that the diaspora is facing.
Okay, I think that is a brilliant, very brilliant recommendation. At this juncture, can we give them a round of applause? They have done well. Yes, so I would like to now invite Ambassador to give an overview in regard to the questions that have been asked, those that you feel you can attend to and give the comfort, and then officially close this part, this first part of our convention.
There's one more important, I think I'm probably addressing it to the embassy. So when we are getting married here in Burundi, we go to the commune. There are Ugandans who want to get married. And for the longest of times we've been wondering,